we'd like to welcome everybody here this morning. So obviously we're here for a very specific reason, to acknowledge the accomplishments over the course of the last 11 and a half weeks of the individuals that were part of the EMT Academy. Most of them came in wide-eyed and full of excitement, and then rapidly in about a couple of weeks, that excitement turned to, what have I gotten myself into? So one of the things that we always like to do is acknowledge a job well done. We warn them day one, this is going to be a lot of work in a short period of time. Most of them went okay, and then blinked about twice and realized this is a lot of work in a short period of time. But each and every one of them accepted the challenge and was successful with getting through the program. The first way that it happened is through the outstanding talents of the instructional staff. So Miss Sandra Wilson was the lead instructor for this course. She was responsible for being here on a daily basis and making sure that each and every one of the cadets, now EMTs, had the base knowledge and fundamentals to understand what it was going to take and what it was going to be like to become an emergency medical technician here in the state of New York. We had several of our other staff members who came in from time to time and helped with the educational phase. We'd love to acknowledge the fact that each and every one of your loved ones sitting here today that were cadets and now are EMTs could do it on their own. But the reality of it is that doesn't happen. None of them could have gotten this done without a support system. But the reality of it is your support is what allows them to be successful. So, cadets, round of applause for your family members, please. Today doesn't stop with that support system. One of the things that your loved ones and these EMTs that are going to go out into the field are going to have to experience things that a human being was never designed or built to have to endure. Okay, they're going to see things, they're going to experience things that the average human being couldn't handle. So one of the things that we start to recognize is that's going to have a toll on them. They're going to come home after their tours and they're going to be in really good moods. They're going to come home after their tours and they're going to be in really bad moods. And one of the things that's necessary for them to be able to do this job day in and day out is that support system that you gave them getting here, but to support them every day after this. So how do you do that? Well, a lot of that is done by just being somebody that listens, okay? Sometimes they're gonna wanna talk about it. Sometimes they're gonna want somebody to just listen. Sometimes they're gonna wanna have conversations. Sometimes they're gonna wanna be left alone. And that becomes the difficult needle to thread when you're trying to figure out how best to support them. You know your loved ones, you know what they need and what it takes. Sometimes it's nothing more than a hug. Sometimes it's nothing more than listening to them complain about the day that they had. Celebrating with them in the days when they have great experience. But the only way that emergency medical technicians and paramedics get to do their job and be successful in it long term is to have a really good support system. To have ability to be able to rely on those that care the most about them. The great part about it is here at this organization, we have some really phenomenal support systems and we have some really phenomenal support staff that will help them along the lines. The difficult piece is we don't know your loved ones as well as you do. So you sometimes will see things before we do. So we'll encourage you to be that support system every single day. In conclusion, we congratulate the cadets that have worked hard over the course of the last 11 and a half weeks. We are going to encourage them and support them as they go out into the field and start their internships as brand new emergency medical technicians. But we also celebrate how they got here, and that's you. We thank you for being here today, and we thank the cadets for being here. So, thank you.